Hey everybody, it's Craig back with another Mortgage Minute, and I'm pumped today because I got my good buddy Jay Dugan on here with me. What's up, Jay?
Hey, Craig, thanks for having me.
And actually, his wife Emily works with him, and she was going to join us, but she bagged out on us. So we really should give her a hard time, don't you think?
Yeah, she's a lot cooler than we are. She actually had some showings to do, so
Yeah,
and that's a
exactly.
good thing. We
She
won't we
she's
won't beat
got
her up too bad.
yeah, that's right. She's got real work going on. So
Yeah.
Uh, yep, absolutely. So, no, hey man, listen, I wanted to bring you on here because I get asked a question a lot, and I see this on social media. Everybody's just belly aching about, oh my gosh, rah, 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 rah. Hey man, why aren't home prices dropping? Because that's all I've been hearing for 12 months now. Like, there's a crash coming, there's a crash coming. Why are home prices not dropping?
One word, inventory.
Okay.
So,
What do you mean by that?
well, we're not where we need to be on inventory. The builders are building as quick as they can, but they'll never catch up in this market how it is. Most people that are selling their home are going out and buying another one. So that's just kind of it negates any type of, you know, any type of change.
Yeah. Well, okay, so let's unpack that a little bit, and let's talk about what does that mean? Because here's the reality, and I'm just going to be real about it. There were less people buying homes in 2023. I mean, there's no debate about that. That's the numbers show that. And so the logical thing to think is, oh, well, I guess home prices are dropping. I guess if I list my home for sale, then I'm not going to be able to get as much for it because there's less people buying homes. Okay. But here's the thing. There's two sides to the coin. So Jay, I think you hit on the key point, which is inventory based on the demand. Even if the demand was lower based on the demand, the inventory levels were still relatively low, truth be told.
Yeah.
And so when we talk about inventory levels, there's two ways to fix that, really. And that is new construction, okay? And for the most part, builders are not overbuilding, okay? And listen, if you're watching this video and you're like, yeah, but you don't understand, there's a subdivision going on just down the street from me, and I can't believe they're building, 50 homes, 100 homes. There's no way there's that many buyers. That's one subdivision. I'm telling you, as a whole, builders are not overbuilding, and that is strategic. Just so you know, I mean, that's a purposeful thing that builders are doing. Um, so new construction is probably not going to change the context
No,
of inventory. The second way to have the inventory get out of balance is you've got to have a massive number of people listing their homes, not buying another home. Okay. So I've jokingly said this in the past, like you either have to kill off a massive part of your population or you got to build a lot of homes. That's the only way you change, the inventory context because most people that list their house for sale also buy another home. So they are
yes.
inventory neutral. So with that said, let's talk about what that means for a potential home buyer this year. Should they try to time the market? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Uh it's never worked. I mean, time in the market, if we go back 2 years, there's a lot of people that tried to hold off and the market passed them by and the homes they were looking at 2 years ago, they could have got in for much less, much better shape. So no, you got to have a roof over your head, time in the market, and you know in that perspective is probably not the best idea.
Yeah. When when I pre-approve somebody and they ask me like, "Hey, what are your thoughts on time in the market?" I always answer this way. I say, "I think it's a great idea. The time is right now." Like, and if you could potentially build a time machine and go back 2 years, that's even better. Or 5 years. And,
Right. Yeah.
and
No,
why?
if you could do that, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
So
100%. Yeah. So listen, if you're going to try to time the market, you better go backwards, right? Because that's how you pick up the appreciation. Every month, every year you wait to purchase a home, you're missing out on the equity appreciation of that. So timing the market means do it now, okay? Today
yeah.
is the day, not next month, not next year. Again, if we're talking about time in the market, life circumstances dictate sometimes that someone needs to wait till October or
Yeah.
next May. That's fine. I mean, that's life circumstances. We're talking about people that are just looking at it from a time in the market perspective. So,
Also to piggyback on what you're saying there, uh, average list price received is up 6%. I mean, so people are listing and they're getting what they're listing at. So waiting on the home prices to go down, where we're seeing a lot of a lot of news, a lot of reporting that the Fed is gonna probably do some lowering of the interest rate, and that's all speculative, in the future. But with inventory where it's at a low, and then the average price received going up at this point now,
right.
with all of that going on, that whole ball of wax is not, it doesn't bode too well for timing the market on I'm going to wait until home prices go down, or even interest rates go down for that point, because when they do go down, uh, you know, we're going to be back to multiple offers, I feel like, where you've got a lot more competition. Emily and I both showed houses over the past 2 or 3 years where we put in an offer and called the other agent, couldn't even get them back on the phone, text them, hey, we put an offer in, just to find out that we weren't even in the top five
Right.
offers they got. And that's very frustrating for a buyer. I felt so bad for so many of our buyers in that market. It's just not where you want your folks to be. So here, what I'm going to say sounds a little self-serving. I'm in the real estate business, you're in the mortgage business, but my advice to somebody that's looking that can get pre-approved right now is to call, your mortgage lender, call Craig, uh, find out what you're pre-approved for, and start looking. And that, if you're able, if you don't have a life circumstance to where you're having to wait, like you said.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So now is absolutely the sweet spot on on finding a home. A lot of times as humans, we have a tendency to have what they call recency bias. Okay. And I think what this past year has done is it's caused people to think glamorously about 2021 and buying a home. Okay. And I can tell you, Jay was working in 2021 helping clients buy homes. I was working in 2021 helping clients buy homes. And it was actually miserable for buyers, right? Like it was not a fun time to be a buyer,
No.
because it was an extremely hot seller's market, which means sellers called all the shots, right?
Yes.
Um,
Yeah. You couldn't even get excited with your buyer when they found the house that checked all the boxes for them, that they're really like, man, I can see myself, this is it, I feel it. You couldn't get excited with them because you knew what you were up against.
Right. Absolutely. And so the reason we say right now is the sweet spot is interest rates have started to ease down a little bit. And if you're curious, like, okay, well, what's the reason for that? Inflation numbers are coming down. As a matter of fact, as we're recording this today, the core PCE, which don't worry about the semantics of all that, but I mean, it's an inflation tool that the Fed uses to gauge where inflation's at. Core PCE numbers came out today, and they were actually better than the market expectations. And so, what that means is what the Fed has been doing and is continuing to do is working to bring inflation down. That will cause interest rates to continue to ease down as well. But here's the thing. if you are someone, especially first-time homebuyers, I mean, especially first-time homebuyers, and you're sitting there saying, well, I could buy a home right now, or I could wait, you're actually going to cost yourself money to wait to do that down the road. And listen, it's your money. I don't care if you blow your money, right? I mean, that's your business, not my business. But I'm telling you, you are losing money having that mentality. So, if you have questions about that, you need to call us. We can explain what we're talking about. But I can promise you, what we're saying is rooted in factual information, not just hyperbole and not what we hope. Okay. Hope's not a strategy. Okay. We have an actual strategy to allow you to not lose money. So, Jay, if somebody's watching this and they're like, well, you know what, I'd like to buy a home, but my cousin told me now's a bad time, but now you're saying that it's a good time. Okay. I'd like to hear what you say about that. What's the best way for somebody to get in touch with you?
Oh, you can call me, text me, email me, anytime, just go over that. If you've got somebody telling you now's not a good time to buy or whatever, if they're not in the industry, probably not good advice. So,
Yeah.
just to be
What's
blunt,
what's your phone number? Get out your phone number.
615, yeah, 615-604-5512, or you can call Emily, 615-496-2340. Call, text. We'd be glad to talk to you. We'd be excited to hear your situation and what you're trying to accomplish. You can also email Jay at exitrealestatesolutions.com or Emily at exitrealestatesolutions.com. We'll get back to you. We're in this every day, and we love sharing information and helping folks to get into a home. It's scary. A lot of people, especially first time home buyers, just really they don't know what they can afford. They don't know where to start. The starting point is to call somebody like Craig and get pre-approved, find out your budget, and then be able to make an offer that's backed up by a pre-approval. So at that point, I mean, we negotiate in this market daily. We look at homes. We're on the MLS. We see what's closing, what they're listing at. I can tell you right, 5 minutes after we walk through a home, what that home will comp at and what the three best comps are in that area and in that price point. So we're here to help, and what we do for a living, we love it, and we love helping people because I feel like a lot of people are just shut down and don't want to look at the market or waiting on something. Don't wait because it's going to go by you. So that's my advice.
I love it. That's good advice. So listen, if you're watching this and you want to go ahead and get pre-approved, give us a call, 615-498-5626. And I appreciate you watching.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, Craig.